Toon's not happy with the tractor driver, neither am I, so we're just going to go over there and have a look what's been going on. But they were under strict instructions what to do today, and it looks like he's pissing about, so I think he's going to get binned off. Had a chat with the macro man, just purely because of the time it's taken and a couple of the issues that we've got going on. So we're going to make some amendments. You can see he's quite high up. He's having to move the soil. That little Kubota just can't shift this heavy wet clay soil. They were trying, but it was just spinning and spinning. So Toon's like, look, this is a waste of time. But he needs the soil moving. So what we're going to do is resort back to the same setup that we had for the road here. So we're going to be utilising a couple of trucks, still with the macro obviously, because they haven't got to truck it all the way out here and then down here. The macro man said, I'm sure that the boss will be willing to do it for 300 baht a trip rather than 350. So rather than lose half a day's dig, he's carrying on like this. It is a little bit slow. Can't spend too long because I've got to let the goats out. The water's now starting to come on top of the shelf that's going around the edge of the lake. This is the lowest part. We did think about getting this built up, but the thing is, once this gets to about 6 inches deep or so, the fish like to spawn in there. Well, not all the fish, but some of them do. So we've left it like this. So half the year, well, over half the year, this is underwater. And you get a lot of the morning glory growing out across the water here. So it's quite good for predatory fish as well, for ambushing small fry and things. So we'll leave that be. Most of you will know that this is Chili Island, or I named it No Chili Island, because that was where we had England against Thailand Chili Challenge, and that's where Toon elected to grow her chilies, which was an epic fail. Not one grew. So that's all coming out. So all from there to there is going to go. Now you can imagine trying to get it all over there, it's just not going to happen using a little Kubota. So that's going to be trucked out, and then from here it's just going to be nicely gradually sloped. We're leaving this in here to create a nice island, and the goats like to climb up there as well. Right, let's see how he's getting on here. Should be just about done, this bit. So you can see why it's just taking too long now, and it's still got to be sloped as well after this. So what Toon and I have said to him, down here about the bottom 1.5 to 2 meters is almost solid rock. Well, it's not solid rock, but there's no soil in it. So we're going to leave it about 1 meter or so, and then slope from there like that. Nice gradual slope. That's looking good. So people can fish on this bit. It's not particularly wide, but it's wide enough to hold fish. Down the far end, that's being pumped out still. Before he leaves today, he's going to release the dam there, so any remaining water should drop quite quickly on the other side, and then he's going to clean out there tomorrow. So let's go and show you that bit for tomorrow. This is where I had a swim yesterday. Well, I went in 3 times. I was caked in mud. So it's not going to go an awful lot lower. We don't have to take all the water out. Really just said to him just to clean up these bits a little bit. It doesn't have to be smooth as a baby's bum on the bottom. Leave it a bit bahoo-bahee. We're fine with that, no problem at all. You're not going to see it, and the fish like all different heights and nooks and crannies in there anyway. So all this will be cleaned out, and all he's going to do is slope it nice and gradual. Just a bit about the tractor driver. Of course, he wasn't going to complain that he was struggling pushing the soil. The more hours that he got under his belt, the happier he was. But we let it slide a little bit yesterday. We didn't really have a choice. We'd elected to do it this way, and once we saw that it wasn't very effective, and we had a chat with the macro man, we thought, right, we'll get rid of the tractor because it's chuff all use at the minute anyway, and we'll revert back to the trucks. have said to a couple of you guys that were querying why the tie diggers don't really fill the trucks right up to the top like they would do in the UK. I don't know about anywhere else, but yeah, I've seen them in the UK all pretty full. So we had a sit down and a chat with Mr. Macro Man yesterday after he'd finished work. And I say I'm not being funny, fella, but there's quite a few people Falang watching the video on YouTube, and by the way, you're famous now, and they love your rat catching with the sugarcane stick. But why don't tie digger men fill up the trucks to the top? And he gave two main reasons. Now, whether you believe this or not, whether you think it's bullshit or not, it's up to you guys. But this is what he said. So, and I said I'd ask him for you. First off, if they're delivering on the road, they get 10 scoops, a maximum of 10 scoops. Now, when we've had diggers on here previously before, they only did 8 scoops. It was 8 scoops per load, regardless of where they were taking it. If it was moving the soil on our land, it was 200 baht a trip, but you still had to pay for the macro. Yeah, I know that. I'm not sure if we got raped there on the price or not, but that was a small job and whatever. So 10 scoops for taking the truck out onto the roads, and it's to do with the weight. So they've got loads of weigh stations, and if you're over the weight, then obviously it's a smack on the wrists. If they're delivering still on site, so what I mean, if they're digging here and just moving the soil around on site, it does 11 spoons. He can't do more than 11 spoons because he says the soil is so heavy, it's very, very clay and quite wet. Obviously we're going quite far down. You can see that these trucks that move around in Thailand don't seem to be up to the same specification, nor are they the same condition you'll see in the Western world, which is no excuse, I know. But if the truck breaks from having more than 10 or 11 scoops in there, then the boss will charge the digger driver for the repairs. Okay, so we're getting 11 spoons. New price is $250 per truck. We're happy with it. I know some of you guys live in Thailand, and some of you got it a bit cheaper. A lot of you have had it a lot more expensive. And there's quite a few guys that pay 400 or have paid 400 per truckload, which is the going rate round here. And then you have to get a tractor in yourself to get it spread out. So everywhere in Thailand's different. That's the going rate round here. We're very, very happy with 250. It's going to be a lot quicker than just using the macro. And we just feel very, very fortunate that we've got a really nice guy, skill set fantastic, doing the main dig. And he's almost like project manager for us. You know, he helped us bin off the tractor driver without it becoming heated, and he is looking out for us. So he's one of the good guys. But thanks for your concerns, and thanks for advice. But we go with what we think's best. We learn along the way, and I think we're doing all right. Hope to catch you on the next episode.